folks, let's get it in. Let's get it in. Let's not waste any time. Welcome to the Digital Collective. I'm your host, James Hicks from Hicks New Media. And on this show, we focus on the people, platforms, and tools that are making positive strides within the technology sector. My guest today is an amazing man. Listen, I got Dr. Efrain Lopez, more commonly known as Dr. ELO, in the background right now. The list of accomplishments and accolades that this man has achieved is truly, truly inspiring. Dr. ELO is the president and CEO of Sustainable Management Solutions, where he is focused on providing services that enhance sustainable management while delivering change management solutions to business entities. He served over 17 years in the U.S. Coast Guard, and we thank him for that service. From a content creation perspective, though, ELO is a consultant, a strategist, and an evangelist. Today, I wanted to talk to him about his journey of being a content creator, the tools and platforms and the services and et cetera that he leverages within his workflow. And not only, talk about the how stuff, but I also wanted to get into the why and identify some best practices and ideals for managing the stress and the expectations of always bringing and delivering high quality content. With that, hey, y'all be active in the chat. Put your cues in front of the questions. Get your pen and pad together, because next thing you're going to see is Dr. ELO. Ladies and gentlemen, this man right here. Where my sound effects at? Where are my sound effects? Dr. ELO is in the building, folks. Come on now. Somebody say something.
What's going on, man? Thank you very much for having me, man. I'm humbled. I'm really happy, excited. I got all kinds of emotions right now. But first of all,
Yeah,
I am happy. I am happy. I am ready to rock this out, and let's do it, man. Let's
I
do it.
love it. I love the enthusiasm. I love the excitement. Listen, we all in this together, right? So I as well am very happy and thrilled to have you on the stream. We're going to talk about some things. I love your statement. I thought you was probably going to wear one of your hats, F the tech.
Not
Because
too.
we're not going to talk about that piece. Like I said in the intro, we're going to talk about the who, the how, the why, what drives Dr. ELO. So before we get into that, though, I want to be cognizant and recognize the folks that are here in the comments. We got all kind of people coming over. I appreciate everyone jumping in. We're using the wonderful technology from Restream called Restream Pair. So we're actually live streaming on ELO's channels as well.
Okay,
So
thank
shouts
you.
out to your community for coming in and joining us. Tell you what, man, I can give a 2-minute overview intro, but I always like to have folks tell their origin story because it's better coming from the originator themselves. So talk to us about who you are and how you started really from a content creation perspective. Because again, your list of accolades is long, and we can go into that too, but I really want to talk about
Of course.
what makes you who you are today.
All right, man. Dr. Efrain Lopez. I am basically born and raised in Puerto Rico, 100% Puerto Rican. I went to an all English school when I was little, so my English is good because of that. Because of my parents went and put me in that school, basically. So I grew up around technology. My doctors, my masters and my bachelors are in technology. My doctor is in management. So I've done a bunch of stuff in between the Coast Guard, technology, maritime, transportation. I've done a lot of things, but what I really love doing is, creating content about live streaming. How did it came upon that? I've been watching Luria and David when they're back together forever since they were Geek Beat or all the names they had before for live streaming pros. I've been a fan of them. I ended up being a moderator, and while being a moderator, I started doing Lita. live every day in April and in August. And by my second Lita, man, I fell in love with live streaming, to be very honest. So moving forward from that, I started doing my own thing in September 2020. And from then on, I haven't looked back. I've been doing tutorials, anything that has to do with live streaming and tech, especially F the tech, which basically is a movement and it means F the tech, start with whatever you have. If you have a cell phone, that's what you're gonna start with. Forget about the rest. And man, I'm a happy married man. I'm a family man, and have a beautiful wife named Rosemary, and my kid, 7 year old, which is the light in my eyes, Franco. So that's basically me in a nutshell.
Man, you a well-rounded individual right there. Love it, brother. I appreciate you for bringing that up and telling again the context, because a lot of times folks just see us for an hour or so a day doing what we do, and we're always on, right? But what happens when we're not on these with the lights and not with the camera and not with the microphones and things of that nature? Um, Interesting that you mentioned that you kind of got turned on via Luria. I've actually known Luria for a long time. I knew her back in the Cali Lewis. So we go back a long time and hadn't seen each other for a long time until the social media marketing world in San Diego a couple of months ago. So it was a great get to see her
All the
again
fun.
as well. So yeah, I mean, good people. Yeah,
Oh
she is good people, and shouts out to Cali Cam too. You know, her community manager.
yeah, Cali. Yeah.
Let's talk about. Listen, we got comments coming in. We got questions coming in. Gabe, no, see, we're not gonna do that. You're asking about the microphone. We
Hey,
already talked about F the tech. We're not gonna get into it. That's the pod mic that he's rocking. I'll just say it.
actually, it's not a pod mic.
What? Well, come on now, look like a pod mic.
It's Limelight 512.
You just making up stuff
It,
now,
it
brother.
was a gift from Tom Buck, actually. He
Shouts
gave
out.
it to
Is that
me.
right? All right. Hey, Buck, you got an email too that you need to read there, Doctor Buck. Hint to my community. I'm just gonna drop that right there too. Uh, Listen, man. Let's talk about this, Gabe. I see your other question, and we're going to go into that. But
Let's do it.
not too long ago, actually, I believe on the 7th, you did a stream called My Content Workflow,
Correct.
right? And that's kind of where I want to go today. I want to talk to aspiring content creators. I want to talk to folks that are early on in this season. I want to talk to folks who are just getting monetized, right? So some very still hungry folks that are doing this content creation journey, either as a side hustle or looking to actually move this into something they do full time. And I want to talk to you about how you go about planning, coordinating, and then distributing the content, because you're very active across multiple social media platforms with the content that you create. And if we can
Yeah.
just talk a little bit about a day in the life of Dr. ELO in terms of creating content. So like today, you had a stream about how to go live on LinkedIn Live, right?
Correct.
Well, so the mindset of that, if you don't mind, I just want to walk through that. If I had a whiteboard in this room there, we draw it on the board and all too. But let's talk a little about that and then bring our comments in too.
All right. So a day in the life of Dr. Elo basically starts at 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, I wake up. I'm military. I'm used to it. It's totally normal to wake up at 5 something in the morning or 6 and just keep on going. The first thing that I do is obviously I get some breakfast, some coffee, and sit down at this computer and create content.
Hmm.
That's the first thing that I do. I do anything from a post that I thought in the morning or thought the day before. I finish a newsletter. I finish doing a small clip of a video. I do everything in that morning through 6 to 7 because I start my day teleworking at 7. Now, when I go to the office on Mondays, I do it on Sunday and leave it, ready to go. Now, I already have a template. I use Filmora to do all my editing, so I have that. I also use a combination of softwares, starting from, let me see here.
I tell you, before you go into that, tell folks who may not know what Filmora is, because some of us know. I don't want to assume though about Filmora.
Filmora is a editing app. You can edit your videos, your audio. You can edit pretty much everything. So that's what Filmora is. A lot of people have the free version. I have the top-notch version. Obviously, I use it every single day.
Yeah.
It only cost me about $90 with a coupon from I don't know where, probably from what is it? What's this place that's always bugging you? Honey, I believe. I got
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
You saw that on my browser too a few minutes ago when we were looking at broadcasters. But yeah, we won't give away all the secrets that we have.
Yeah, I know, right? So I basically got it from there, and from then on, they give updates every couple months or so, and
Yeah.
it's getting really good. And Daniel Batal is the person who I've learned from. He's the master in Filmora. So go check him out. And if you want to do anything with Filmora, he's the guy to
Yeah.
watch.
I think Daniel's also an ambassador or an affiliate with StreamYard. So I know he goes live with that platform as well, talking
Yep.
about different technologies and different tools and things of that nature. So, okay.
So I go and have an idea already of what I'm gonna do. The first thing that I do is that obviously, once I finish the live stream, I download it because I know I'm gonna be using that live stream
Mm,
somewhere around next week or this week or whatever, and I put it in Descript. I put it in Descript,
okay.
which is a program that basically converts all of your video into a script, a transcript, and words. It looks like a Word document, and you can actually edit it there. Make those edits right there. Fix whatever your ums. Fix the
Yeah, the filler words and things of that nature. Right.
now, which is thinking all that stuff. It fixes.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut all that out in post after this. Don't worry. Don't worry. You all right? I got you, man. I
Thank you,
got
thank
you.
you. So basically, I do that. I have it there standing, and then I start taking clips, like small clips that of nuggets that you give the public. Those clips, bam. And afterwards, what I do is that I take it to Filmora, I edit it, I take it out of the edit, I export it, like they call it. And after I export it, I go to agorapulse. Agorapulse
Okay,
is
so
a
you're using the
social
agorapulse, right on.
media
Okay.
management. Yeah, straight up. I'm a partner with them as well.
Okay.
So I do both. Sell agorapulse, and it's a hard word for me. Don't worry about it.
That's all right,
Agora,
brother.
agorapulse in Spanish or something like that. But basically, I take a girl pulse and put the thumbnail in there. And the thumbnail, I've learned that it's easier when you have shorts like a one by one format, like in
Hmm.
Instagram. And that's the one that I use for every platform because that one works for everything. I take a photo, like a photo from whatever part of the live stream that I'm speaking, that I'm engaging, and I put it at the beginning of that video and convert it into basically the thumbnail automatically. That's what it does.
I tell you what, I'm going to while you're talking because you
Yep.
touched on this during that particular stream, and I want to kind of maybe show that as well if I can, because that was a neat life hack that you did of making kind of that thumbnail out of the environment. So
It's easier and it works. It's already done. So might as well just take a picture, put it in the front, game over. That
yeah,
you see the corner to the left, you'll see in there in that and Filmora that there's like a little spot in the corner left. That's it. You can see it right there. It says Ask Dr. ELO, the live streaming doctor. So it starts like that. You already have that in there. You don't have to worry about doing any thumbnails. So you save time, you save money if you outsource your thumbnails. So it kind of helps out. It's really easy to do.
yeah,
And afterwards, I just go to what's the name of it? Rebrandly. I have a Rebrandly account. What
okay,
does that do? I turn my Ask Dr. Elo.live and into a forward slash and put information about what I want you to see. So what I do is that I put my live stream with the rest of the information of the snippet that I just gave you in that social media, uh, post that I gave you. I give you a little wording about it, which the wording with help of a program called Jasper helps me write everything, which Jasper is an AI that helps you write content whenever you're out at ideas. You put ideas in there, and this helps you just, you don't have to use everything from Jasper,
right.
just ideas, put in your own words, and then you have a post. So I put the information in the post. I tag whatever company I'm talking about. For example, last time I tagged Elgato, I got what 1,500 views in LinkedIn. That's uncalled for usually.
Love
Um,
it.
so I do all that and then watch here a little hand and then the link that I just talked about that says ask Dr. ELO .live/Elgato.
You a bad man. You a
There.
bad man. Okay, hold on. See,
Yeah.
I told y'all to get your pen and pad, and if you're not recording, just rewind because Dr. Elo in like 10 minutes has already given you a full course on content creation and his journey. Let's backtrack again because you gave a lot of good information there, and I was showing the last stream that you did where you took that profile picture. Then we will get into these comments, folks. Don't trip. I'm not gonna forget about you. Filmora, phenomenal tool. It is available on Windows and Mac.
Yeah. It's free.
It's available for. I think there's actually a mobile app. Correct.
Yes.
For at least on the iOS. Look at you. Okay. See, now you're showing off, right? See,
When I'm on the road, that's what I use. Yeah.
I love it. I love so a great alternative to something like an iMovie, something like Adobe Premiere, something like on the Mac side. Look, as Final Cut Pro folks. There, Camtasia as well. It's an alternative to that. So, because I've been looking at Camtasia a little bit and just trying to find other tools. I know Final Cut, but just again staying active and knowing different tools. So, take a look at what Filmora. I think it's WordShare Filmora, but Filmora X and Filmora 11 are the two.
And it's not the best in the world. That it's the one that I use, the one that I learned.
But it's easy. It's straightforward. It does what it needs to do, right? And you don't have to sit in there and. Right. And so there's value in that perspective right there that you can take a clip and you can create everything that you need to really fast. I think I just got a notification that my Rodecaster shipped. Oh, it did. Okay. Squirrel.
That's up.
That's what's up. Descript. Now, I used Descript. Used past. I have to say that because my guys from Headliner are probably watching. I'm a huge Headliner fan. Very similar tools, but again, being able to do transcriptions of audio and video content, folks, that's power in that. There's SEO magic in being able to transcript your content, and the fact that that's part of the package. You don't have to pay for words or hours of transcription time. That's just what you get by having a subscription to.
You can edit there.
Exactly. Right. So the what's the voice that you can actually do with the script? The
when you do your own voice, the
overdub. That's it. Yeah, the overdub. So literally, you can record. You can train the script to use your voice for any time that you update the transcript.
That is really scary,
crazy.
By the way.
It's crazy.
Sounds like
cool. But fantastic tool as well. And I'm just kind of going through some of the things that you use just so we don't gloss over them. You talked about Jasper AI. Jasper AI is the truth, right? Being able to use artificial intelligence to create blog titles, descriptions,
outlines, everything.
All of that, right?
Now, there's a alternative to that, which is called Word Hero, and you can get an AppSumo for a one-time payment of, I think it was $59.99.
Oh, listen, shouts out to AppSumo. They know me over there too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good, man. They're good. AppSumo's on point.
Yes.
So Word Hero, you get Word Hero in there if you don't have the budget to spend $30 a month, which is the lower tier.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Word Hero, you can get it for $60 or $70 or whatever. And it's exactly the same. I got both of them because for some reason I complement one with each other. Content creator stuff. It's being paid by the business.
There you go. Right. It's a write-off. Nothing wrong with that. Look, man, hold on. You're bringing in all these champions too. I stream every other day. Look, we got Alec Johnson in the building.
Hey, Alec, what's up, my friend?
We got Dr. Rich Graham in the building. Okay, you just need to come every other day, right? Because shouts out to everyone else as well. But these are folks that only come out. The things come out at night, kind of thing. Love that. I love that. Agorapulse. You mentioned
Oh,
that as well. I use a platform called Content Studio, very similar, right? Allowing you to take all of your social media platforms and create content, micro content that you can push out. So that's how I pushed out the promo about 2 hours ago about our stream. I pushed it out to Instagram, to
same.
Twitter, and to Facebook. I I like the Agora Pulse mobile app much better than the Content Studio mobile. So listen, folks,
Great it is.
anything that you get out here, anything that we're talking about, that Elo's talking about, you get what you pay for. And some of these some of these platforms, some of these products do cost a little something each month from a subscription perspective. But
Well,
again, like there it is right there. If you're serious out here and you're trying to build a community, you're trying to build an audience, and you're trying to stay in front of that community with your content, you have to buy. You have to take advantage and utilize these tools, because automation just makes sense, right?
yep.
You can't be out here waking up every morning, like you said, at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and just send out individual posts to all those different platforms and curate it and make it for a Facebook post, make it an Instagram post, make it a TikTok, all of that. Why not use some automation tools out there and take advantage of the technology instead of you having to go out there and recreate the wheel? So I wanted to preface everything that we've talked about thus far with that piece right there.
I call them headache beaters. Headache beaters.
Headache beaters, okay.
That's there's nothing to it, because guess what? You go to anywhere and grab a beer and this and that. That's $60.
Yeah,
I don't drink. If I drink, I have to be like in a party or something that can have one drink or two.
yeah.
I save all that money. So why not use it for something that's good? So that's how I see my
That works.
investment.
Okay. I tell you what, you save all your money, and in August 22nd or 23rd, meet me and Rich Graham in Dallas, because we're gonna be at Podcast Movement. I'm just flying. I'm swooping in just for the Ecamm meetup. I'm buying the first round of drinks on everyone. I won't. You don't want to drink, you don't have to buy drinks. Okay, and then I'm swooping out. So
No, in that occasion, yeah, I'll make the exception.
okay, okay. So it's already. I put it out there. I've already booked my hotel too. I'm not gonna tell.
August,
I'm not gonna tell y'all where I'm staying, but yeah, I've already booked my hotel.
August 20 something, or
What is it, Rich? 23rd. It's whatever that Sunday is. 22nd or the 23rd. Yeah, be in Dallas,
all
making
right.
things happen. Let me get back to some of the comments before we get into. So that's kind of that first.
Oh, there's mom. Mom's here.
Oh, hold on. Let's recognize mom. Is that Margarita there?
That's my mom.
Oh, okay. We're gonna have to tell me what she's saying now, because
Love you too.
I love it. See, that's what we do. What we do. That's what it's all about, right there. Thank you, Ms. Lopez, for joining. Let me sit up straight here before I get in trouble. I saw you. You kicked it into gear too a little bit, right? I love it. We talked about some tools, and we highlighted some tools that you do at the beginning of that process, right? Thinking about what the content is, and then push and downloading that. That's a good step that you do as well, downloading the content from whatever platform you're encoder, right? So if you're using a BeLive or a StreamYard or an Ecamm or a Restream, whatever. So are you saying you download it off of their cloud environment to where you have it locally so you can manipulate it?
Yes.
Okay.
Or use the Ecamm one and just keep it. I use all of them. I'm very sincere.
That's why I mentioned That's why I mentioned all of those platforms. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to keep up with every single one, and I swap them out. So I use it now on Tuesdays. I'm dedicated to BeLive because obviously I'm a consultant with BeLive. So on Tuesdays, straight up BeLive.
Love it. Love it.
I heard something.
No, don't let me see. I got triggers, brother. Listen, come on now. I got triggers going all over the place. Don't let someone mess around and put a super chat in here, and you'll see some other things. I'm just hint. Where was I? Okay, so we talked about the early stages, early process. Before we go into some of the other tools that you use, I'm not even going to mention them. I want to get into some of these comments because I think these are some relevant questions that were being asked. So shouts out to you, Gabe C, in the building. What is the first thing any aspiring content creator should consider before starting to share their content?
Easy. What is your topic? What do you want to talk about? That's the first thing. If you don't know what are you going to talk about, what are you want to share with the world, you need to sit down first and write it down. Write it down. What do you feel happy talking about? What is your everybody calls it as niche? I just call it what's my topic, to be very honest, because niche is too small. Start with whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable, whatever you can think about something you can speak for hours. They can be in having a conversation and join that conversation with somebody else. And that's it. Once you have that, you can start building your systems. And I talk in systems because I've been trained to talk in systems with my doctor's degrees. I took a class in systems, and that changed my whole brain around. And then I found Evie, which we all know,
Hmm.
Yvonne, Hayman, right? She's one of my coaches. So she's my ClickUp coach. So I use ClickUp for everything, like encompassing everything that I do. It's
Yeah.
in there. So there,
Okay.
my system is in there. But yeah, it's all systems.
In the intro, I talked about you being a not just a creator, but an evangelist and a strategist.
Yeah.
In the services that you provide to aspiring creators and just creators in general, do you walk them through? Can we add coach to that? Do you walk
Yeah,
folks through again
I do.
how to utilize some? Because ClickUp is pretty vague. It's not vague. Very intense, right? Very, very encompassing, and walking someone through a ClickUp and a Notion and a Trello and things like that. Those systems of record can be kind of daunting to folks because they'll take their eyes off of that end goal of just creating content and driving and build a community and say, yeah, well, Elo just said I got to have a system in place. I can't just use the Rocketbook that I got here all the time. I got to have it, you know, prioritize and document things of that nature.
You can use Google Notes or Apple Note. And I
Okay.
learned this with Diana Gladney, who was my second coach. My third coach is Ash Borland. I got the three of them. Those are my three key people that I go to and I, get my coaching from.
Yeah.
Apple or Google Notes doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter. Just use whatever you have. Just put it down in a piece of paper. That's all you can do. After you have that in a piece of paper, it's a system, whether it's in a complicated ClickUp, setup, or whether it's in a piece of paper or in a Rocketbook. It is written down. It is a system. You just need to know how to follow it. That's it.
I appreciate you for saying that because honestly, that was a leading statement, and I wanted to hear your opinion on that. Right, kind of get in where you fit in. You hear us talk a lot about what's the best camera that you got. Well, the one that you got right in front of you. You spent $1,000 on this phone, which you don't normally
So-
use to even take phone calls with. You're using that to take photos and videos with. Utilize that technology. So start with what you have.
exactly.
Learn that. You've mentioned Ms. Diana Gladney, right? She's always talking about know your tools, right?
Hmm.
You buy a Sony's what is this? Which one I got now? The A7 IV, $2,500 camera.
The CV Elo. That's how I
Oh,
call
see
it.
that's where I tripped up, right? Because I got them looking at me right here. They're on the sides, right? And I said, I got Elo right here. I should at least leave me alone. But again, so that's $2,500 that you spend on the camera, and you're just going to mount it there. Get the settings right. Learn the tools of your craft and the trade before you go out there and start complaining or saying that it's broken, it doesn't work. Well, did you actually read the manual? Did you actually go through the menus and do the configuration? So know the tools. If you're going to spend your hard-earned good money on something that you see someone else using and it works for them, well, probably because they read the manual, they know how to use it. You should do the same thing. You should take that onus on yourself, folks. I'm talking to everybody. I got one finger pointing at you and right, yeah, three pointing at me sometimes, but you got to know what you're using and take advantage of that type of stuff. Um, Rich put in there 822. So yeah, brother, be there 822. Bring the towels, and I do got some bells and whistles, man. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Uh, I want to bring up another thing right here before we go into some other things, but this is an interesting question here as well that Gabe is asking. And what are your opinions on live selling for content creators? Touch on it briefly, but I want to go into it just a little bit later. But again, that's just a different aspect and a different avenue that you're seeing a lot of creators going into by taking advantage of the technology and what we have and going out and actually being advocates, being influencers for the tools and the app and platforms that we're using. So what do you think about live selling?
You gotta have a taste for it. not everybody likes selling stuff, and it's the same thing as if you're selling in a store. If you like sales, you are going to be very good at it. If you're miserable doing sales outside, I can guarantee you will be miserable doing sales in Amazon or anybody else. So you have to like it. You have to have that certain type of personality that likes to sell stuff. I love it. I worked in foot action. I worked in sprint when I was younger. I have that sales in me, and my dad was a salesman as well. So I have it in me. I like to talk, as you can tell. So basically, if you're gonna be a salesperson, you need to learn about the product. You need to have that commitment to learn about what you're selling. You're not just gonna sell for selling. You're just gonna tell, hey guys, this microphone is 150 bucks. You like it? No, you're gonna know that it has a low filter, a high pass. It has the bells and whistles. You have to like it. If you don't like it, it's okay. You don't have to be that type of content creator.
Mm.
You can be your own type of content creator. It's fine. Not everybody is made for selling, and I understand. It's okay.
Yeah. Uh, good point right there, right? Because it could almost be a bit of FOMO, right? A fear of missing out. That you hear a lot of folks that are in the content creation world that are trying to do all the things, trying to be on all the platforms, the TikToks, the Snapchats, everywhere. Because why? Because that's where they hear they need to be. They hear that you need to get into live selling. Why? Because that's the next iteration of us going out there, creating community, creating an audience, and having conversations and engagement. If you're not comfortable doing that, it's going to
Just don't.
come across very, very easy in 2K,
Authentic.
4K, right?
Not
Shouts out to how we streaming in 60 frames a second right now. Come on, Ecamm, where you at, Ken and Glenn? Gosh, okay, see there we go. Let me stop. But there are there's pros and cons to everything. I see that there are honestly more pros than cons to actually getting out there to, if you want to be that person who's looked at as a subject matter expert, if you want to be that technology evangelist, if you want to be the one who says, I've got an Amazon live shop and store. This is the gear that I use. This SM7B. Yeah, Rich, I sold you my SM7B and I got another one. I have no sense. But again, I use this. Why? And you know what? I recommend this to you as well. Put it out there and then talk about it. And like Elo was just saying, you have to be convincing. You can't just get gear from a particular company and act like you like it and you haven't even taken it out of the box, or you end up selling it on eBay, or whatever the case may be. You have to be authentic. Let me there. I'm very verbose sometimes, but you got to be authentic in things that you do.
Nat just said it. You have to love what you
You
do.
gotta love what you do. I love that. I
It's
love it.
okay to be different. You don't have to jump in the bandwagon and just go selling Amazon Live. Oh my
Mhm.
God, I gotta do this. No, I'm not selling shirts. I'm not selling pants. I'm not selling earrings. If I want to sell something, it's gonna be something that's in here that I
Yeah,
have used and that I love.
I love it, man. Because again, folks who don't know you, folks that do know you, can read through everything. Right. Again, when you're looking straight at this camera, folks can read. Your poker face isn't that good, people. Just letting you know. Don't try to fake the funk when you're out here trying to uh, have people part with their good money. Uh, let's go on. So we talked about the beginning stages. We talked about the thought part. We talked about the actual writing it down, about the transcription.
Mhm.
Let's go into now what you do kind of on the tail end of that, right? So after you've actually recorded something, after you've actually published something, maybe the repurposing of some content. Let's talk about the intricacies of even creating like thumbnails, the intricacies of creating marketing graphics and overlays and things like that. Tools that you use and processes that you use for that, if you don't mind.
Of course, marketing, graphics, and overlays, I outsource them already because it was taking me so much time to do them that I just go to Fiverr and outsource them.
Okay.
Now my overlays, that's only for my thumbnails. Now my overlays, I did a package with a friend from Go Create Content. We had like a little movement going on, and she made everything for me. Her name is Sai Mistaj. She's a great graphic designer, so she designed all of my graphics, and she gave me all types of colors, so I can use that for years. I
Love it.
outsourced that. Now, after the fact, when I release everything out, the thing that I like to do is go to agorapulse because it has a place where you can see all the messages that people sent, all the hearts, everything centralized in one place. And I go one by one and say thanks for watching or response to questions. And that's what I like to do in the first couple of days after. And there's videos that been done 2 years ago or so, and I'm still answering questions today from them.
Wow.
So I go every single day and I answer whatever I can. Obviously, there's days on the weekends you won't see me answering anything Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's time for my family. So I usually, when I'm on the way to the train to work down in downtown DC, or after I put out a video in the morning, then I take that time to answer the videos from yesterday and from before yesterday. So I give it at least no more than, I don't let it fly more than 48 hours
Okay.
at the minimum, so people can actually feel. You got to feel the love, man. You just can't just not answer somebody for two
Yeah.
weeks, 4 weeks. It's counterintuitive, and it demonstrates that you're not being human, or that you're too busy. And if you're too busy, you should get somebody to help you out.
If you
So for me, it's
because
very important to answer.
so let's pause right there, right? Because again, that's a concept that I don't think needs to be overlooked and overshadowed. If you don't have the priorities right for content
Yeah.
creation, if you've got yourself ahead of your community and the content, you're doing it all wrong. Right.
Yep.
So I really like the fact that you have a kind of set and schedule and a forward mindset that 24, 48 hours after I put something out there or after I get a comment, I'm reaching out there and I'm giving the thumbs up, I'm giving the love, or I'm responding to that commenter. I do something very similar, but again, it's something that should be not assumed, and I'm glad that we're talking about it because again, that's what we're doing this for. I mean, listen, we can sit here and make videos all day, every
Yep.
single day, doesn't resonate with anyone, or just resonates with ourselves. Just have the channel unlisted. But if you're trying to grow an audience, grow a community, and actually reach people and touch people, that's what you got to do. You got to stay in communication with them. So I really like that, and I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. Part of the system too.
Yeah.
That's part of the system. After there's stuff that I do after uploading. It's not just uploading and keep on running. There's uploading, checking messages, analytics, check in what parts of that video you got a better response. If you were doing tech, which tech works more for the next time that you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
be doing. For example, the Amazon Live, that's the first product I'm gonna start it with. So there's a lot of thinking to it, but once you have that system in there, and you promise yourself and you do the work, because this is not, it's going to be automated and you're not going to do anything. No, you're going to bust your butt doing a lot of things, and that's totally normal for me because
Yeah.
I am. And then you're going to fall 1,000 times, like I was telling you earlier. I'm i'm accustomed to failure. I'm used to failing.
Yeah, man. So, okay, hold on. So we talked about that behind the scenes, and I want to
Mhm.
dive into that before I go into this next topic because I mean those are typically the types of conversations that I have on this channel with my community, right? We get into social impact of things, we get into mental health, we get into the why somebody is. Notice we haven't talked much about a lot of gear right now. We're talking about what drives you in terms of what you do, right? Your drive to do what it is that you do. Now, you just made an interesting statement right there. You're accustomed to failing, and if you don't mind kind of going into that just a little bit.
Of course, yeah. When you grow up, you're always tripping, falling, doing a bunch of things that are not going to go right. So, in my mindset, then I thank my parents for this. Obviously, my mom, my dad, they showed me that everything's not going to be perfect. That what you need to be worrying about is how to get up and keep on moving. So, for me, I know I'm going to fail. I know I'm not perfect. So, I prepare for that. My mindset is already, thinking, all right, I'm gonna do this. but I know it's not going to be the first iteration. It's going to be 5, 6 iterations before I can get it. But while I do that, those iterations or repetitions, I'm going to improve it. And when I come through it, it's going to be amazing. Whatever I stand up, like for my doctor's degree, that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I finished my doctor's degrees in 3 years and a half. People take 5, 6 years.
Yeah. Wow.
I was taking double the classes, but I was dedicated and I even lost hair, man. This was really hard to do.
Yeah.
But I knew that somehow I was going to fail in some classes, which I did fail in one class because I was doing the research incorrectly, for not listening, for being human.
Yeah.
So I shifted. I shifted. I always have a buddy with me that's, we reflect on each other. What you're doing wrong. What am I doing wrong? My good friend, the Lester, he happened to move 10 minutes away. So I love it.
Pretty cool.
So yeah, man. So I always, always, always listen to feedback from somebody else when I'm doing stuff because I know that I'm doing something wrong. I know that I will always do something wrong. It's not a matter of how, it's a matter of when. And that's okay. You can accept it. Why not accept that you're going to make mistakes and just keep on moving?
Yeah.
Strong I built myself stronger from those mistakes than anything else. I'm accustomed to failure. Bring it on.
That's profound. And let me ask you this: is that necessarily, and it may be both. Is that necessarily your upbringing? You mentioned your mom. Shouts out to mom being in the chats here in the comment. Or is that also a product of your military service? Right, because again, being in the military, right, you get a different mindset in terms of how you go about your day and the actions and the people that you engage with. So is it a little bit of both or what?
It's both. I
Mm.
started with family. Even my wife is a big part of
Hmm.
maintaining myself straight. My father-in-law, my mother, everybody around me. I listen, even though I'm a knucklehead. I don't listen. Yeah, I do. I do listen. But when I got to the military, everything got perfectioned. Like everything got tweaked the right way,
Yeah.
and whatever the upbringing that I got, it got perfection in the military. And this is the way. This is why I am the way I am today. I'm not perfect
Yeah.
by no means, but if you need something done, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna make 100 mistakes, but I'm gonna get it done.
Do you allow yourself to have room? Do you give yourself grace for some of the failures, for some of the mistakes, some of the challenges that whatever the task may have, right? In terms of you want to get it done in 5 hours, but it's wrecking your brain and it's going to take you 10 hours to do it. Do you give
Yeah.
yourself the grace to say, you know what, it's going to take me longer to get this done, but when I get it done, man, it's going to be right.
Plan for the double.
And I'm gonna
Triples
put
the
that.
win.
I'm gonna put that on the t-shirt. Where the Nixon's at? Shouts out to Preston. So we're gonna
Plan,
put that on the shirt.
plan for the double, win for the triple. Yep.
Yeah.
Always happens. I always allow myself more time. You gotta be kind to yourself. That's one of the things that content creators don't look at. You have to be kind to yourself. If you have heart for others and you have leniency and you have empathy for others, you need to have that for you first, for you, for yourself. If you're gonna take, let's say we're gonna do a class and this class is 24 hours, right?
Mhm.
24 hours, you're gonna do six, six, and six. There's nothing wrong with doing it in 30 hours, unless you're throwing it away. But there's nothing wrong with doing it in 30, 36 hours. You're doing it. You're doing it your own way. It's your way of doing things. There shouldn't be any critique of how you do things. Uh, just get it done and give yourself a little bit of mental space to forgive yourself for not doing it the right way and or not doing it in the 24 hours that you wanted to do it. There's intention, there's purpose, and there's reality. So I live in reality.
Come on now. Somebody wrote that down. I may have y'all put that in and come up with a hashtag. So again, it always seems to work out. I have the thoughts and I have the bullet points of what I want to talk about, and it seems karma is a good thing. It comes back to the subject matter and making it relevant to what we were talking about today. So everything that you just mentioned, right? Of of staying locked in, staying focused. You know, that's a huge mission of mine, staying focused on you. You know, I've got that merchandise as well, and that statement.
Oh, I
Um,
got the shirt,
come
baby.
on
You
now,
know,
there it is. I see you, brother. I appreciate you for that. Giving yourself that grace to take a little bit longer to have the errors, have the issues. But one thing that I really like that you mentioned as you were talking is you have a support system, right?
of
You know,
course.
you can't do it alone, right? You've got your folks that are around you. You've got your tight knits of whomever. You know when it's time to reach out to a coach. You know when it's time to outsource certain functions of your business, so you can step back and be strategic, and you can be more creative and more valuable to your efforts. You know you can't do it all. You may want to do it all. When you start off, you can do it all. But, you know, as you're growing, you've come to that realization and you know that, man, I just can't do all these graphics. I can't do all these.
It comes from mistakes.
Right.
Those are learnings from mistakes that I had. I can't do this. I'm failing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I humble myself down. It's like, what am I doing all this stuff? And then I called Diana, and
Yeah.
then I called Phoebe, and then I called, and I got my support system in place. And ever since, man, it's been a world of difference.
Been
Well, you
killing it.
see,
Well, you definitely got some moderators in place that know what they're doing. Cause shouts out to Nightbot over here dropping all the links in the
you know,
chat. And you know, he's talking about the buy me a coffee. I'm gonna put them all in the description. Don't trip. I'm not ignoring you. But he's got all. I don't know he or she, but your moderator has all the the links in place. He's got
next
your
lover right
TikTok,
there.
your Facebook. Come on now, come on. Where my
Next
moderators at,
lover,
man? I need to get somebody else to wrench.
and I
Uh,
got lover just there waiting for somebody to get dumped.
yeah. Hilarious. I love it. Folks, if you got any questions for Dr. Elo, put a Q in there so I can bubble them up to the top. But listen, as you see, we're talking about best practices, strategies, content creation, ecosystem, doing it the right way and doing it so you yourself don't get burnt out, right? And making sure that you're still having fun by doing this. This is an
Yeah,
amazing time of what we're doing right now of creating content, reaching out to communities and sharing knowledge, sharing experiences. But we can do this for a long period of time without getting burnt out if you put systems in place, if you put
exactly.
processes in place, and you put people around you. Um, let me ask this. Let me ask this. You talked about using tools to repurpose content. You talked about using tools to what happens for you after that workflow, right? After the content has already been out there, it's marinated for a week or a month, 2 months, or quarter, whatever the case may be. Do you go back and maybe look at something like a vidIQ or a TubeBuddy or something and say these videos or this bit of content is performing a certain way? Maybe I should change that thumbnail. Maybe I should change that description or that title. Do you use any tools like that to go back after the fact and do some kind of leveling up? I'm just kind of curious on that.
Yeah, I use vidIQ.
Okay.
Usually, that's the better one in my opinion. It gives you more data, and I go back and remake thumbnails and put them back on videos that's been 2 years long, but
Yeah.
videos that are doing very well. And I like to test them out and change colors, change the thumbnail, which whatever with a different face with the emoji. So I do that, but on the most successful videos, and I watch that, or I'll do a 2022 version of that video, and it will do
Okay.
as amazing as before, and I'll address all the questions that they had before that. So, like for the Maonocaster, that's a piece of equipment. I'm preparing another one, which
Okay.
all the questions they had before, and with the new update, I should have that one in the bank in the next couple weeks. So, but I'm going through every questions, and that thing has like 300 comments in there.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, you had that and you actually convinced me to reach out to him. I had it for a minute. I gave it to my co-host on one of my other shows, and
Right.
he's using that now. He's got the microphone and the Maonocaster as well. So yeah, that was a pretty
Great
cool
start.
little piece of
Mhm.
tech. So uh, let's look at Nightbot. Check out my website and get on my mailing list. Okay, let me just throw some of these up there because I already got it. This right here, man.
It's all part
what
of this, man.
Nightbot, what's your buy me a coffee? I need to throw you a couple of
Um,
lattes, right?
Dr. ELO, man. Dr. ELO. That's it.
No, Nightbot.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we not worried about you right now. I'm talking about this moderator in charge right
nice
here.
is
Nightbot
free,
over
man.
here is killing it,
That's free, man.
man.
That's free.
Over here killing the game. I love it. Listen, you use multiple platforms, you use multiple tools. This is another question that I wanted to ask. I'm not going to ask you what your favorite is. Again, we're not going to talk necessarily about tech, so to speak, but again, talk
Oh,
about
we all know
platforms.
what my favorite is. Is Be Live. Consultant. That's it.
The integrations that they have, though. So I want to talk about that because we touched on, and this is part of the questions I was going to ask earlier.
Yeah.
When you stream, when you go live, the multi-streaming capability and the functionality, do you always go to YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn for every bit of content, or do you kind of have a mindset to kind of have a set in stone of saying this particular bit of content goes to Twitch only, this one only goes to Twitter only, that kind of thing? Or do you, when you press multicast, multi-stream, you go to all of your platforms that you have?
The only platforms that I do go live on is Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Those
Okay.
three.
Okay.
Now, I'll go and do postings and everything else. And I include Instagram and Twitter on those 5 platforms.
Okay.
So for lives, it's strictly, and I'm thinking lives in regards to LinkedIn. I do everything like if it was going to LinkedIn because that's the platform that I'm hitting really hard right now, even though YouTube is my main platform, but I'm growing like crazy in LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I'm focusing on, and it works across the board. So I have that's why I'm dressing a little bit more. I'm more
Oh man,
better.
I'm wearing a hat. I should have put
No, you
something on.
did.
I should
You
have
did.
put like a
I,
sports coat. I
that's a
should have
friend of mine.
shaved. Oh
A friend, no, I didn't shave. No worries. So
man.
that's a friend of mine that actually put me to this, and he was dressing all nice and LinkedIn. I was like, you know what? I probably be should doing the same because people that are watching this on LinkedIn, they're decision makers. So and the rest, and YouTube and Facebook, they won't mind if I wear a shirt like this.
Yeah.
So let's do it. So
Okay.
I've made some little tweaks around it, even though I would love to wear my merch so I can, can sell it and everything. But I
Yeah.
think that's more important than just selling 2 or 3 t-shirts. Let's put it that way. So
Okay. Okay. We're gonna talk a little bit about them t-shirts in a minute, but
do it.
so I also, and the reason I asked that specific question is kind of a selfish question because I choose which particular type of content goes where. So on Tuesday, I do a show called Team No Sleep, and it's the social impact of sport. I don't
Mhm.
I don't shoot that to LinkedIn because again, it's a whole
I
different
get
audience,
and
right?
I get
But something like this, the digital collective, something like perspectives and focus, those all will go to LinkedIn as well. But I don't live stream to LinkedIn. I am using that
really,
platform. I'm using that platform as a fear of missing out. You don't come to the YouTube, you get it 12 hours later.
but you got a bunch of followers and LinkedIn.
So on LinkedIn, I also don't go to my personal profile. I go to my organizational page.
Oh,
Right. So I've been blessed enough to get to the point to where I have an org page to where I can actually go live there. So I've got creator mode turned on, and instead of going to my profile, and the reason I don't go to my profile is because it pings everybody. And I don't like, I wish there was a way of turning that off on my side. I don't necessarily like everyone getting a notification by default that, hey, James is live. Uh, I would rather make the event. You see the event, you RSVP to the event as opposed to a ping. So
I'm
that's
thinking
just me, right? That's just me. And on the org chart, on the org side, I have seen where it doesn't necessarily go out and ping everyone because you're live. So, but yeah, that's
okay.
it. So this session will be on my LinkedIn org page in 12 hours.
Oh, so you're turning them into videos.
Yeah, man. And because so
Are you streaming them there? Like
I
you're streaming the video there because it's too long for 10 minutes and it surpasses.
no, so I'll pull this down, right? I'm going in 4K right now. I'll pull it down and I'll down code it to 1080 30, and then
Mhm.
push it out as a pre-recorded session. I'll obviously
That's what's
document in the description that it's been pre-recorded and push it out. It's very yeah.
smart,
It's that
man.
FOMO. It's that fear of missing out. If you come to the YouTube live, Dr. ELO may be giving out free shirts, or he's giving out. You never know. He may have a
Hey,
discount
never know.
code for
That's
agorapulse,
the thing.
that kind of thing. So
Too
that's my mentality. It's working pretty good so far. It's
funny.
actually worked out. Um, let me bring up these shirts, though, man. Come on, let's. I need to get some of this. Look, Lord have mercy. Ooh, embrace creativity. Ah, that's what I go create content today, right now,
Mm-hmm.
brother.
F tech,
That's it, man. Hot.
embrace F.
Uh, sorry,
My
mama.
kids
Sorry,
like
mama. No, no.
oh, mama knows me well.
My mama knows. No, man, you got some hot stuff out there. I'm glad. Look, the free exclusive shirt with the purchase. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and order some. Where I know I got a credit or something with Press and so I don't know if the Nixons are watching. I'm gonna add this to the cart. I love it. I love it. Two more things that I wanted to touch on, and again, thanks again for everyone that's reaching out in the comments and putting some information down. And it's kind of around this piece, and we haven't talked about. We've talked about creating content. We've talked about some of the tools and the workflows and things of that nature. We haven't talked about this side piece of this part of monetization, right?
Yeah.
Because listen, monetization is real, and we can do this for fun all we want to.
Mm-hmm.
We can enjoy what we do by just having great conversations with great, amazing, and interesting people. But and nothing wrong with getting compensated for the work that you do if you're putting in good work and if someone actually recognizes it. So, talk to me a little bit about your thoughts about the overall monetization piece of being a content creator.
Forget about the YouTube program.
Man, say that. Say it one more time for the people in the back of the room. Say it one more
The
time.
YouTube partner program, just that's a good goal to attain, but
Mm-hmm.
just have it on the side. Forget about that.
Yeah.
You can monetize anything outside. Right now, I'm a consultant.
Yeah.
I do one-on-one coaching. I do Be Live shows, so I get paid for 4 shows a month. Not gonna say how much. um, I get paid for overlays that I do. I get paid for there's so many things you can do. So, and I'm not an artist, by no means. I would be a disrespect to say that I'm an artist, but I've done a package of overlays for people and getting $75 for it. You do buy me a coffee. You
Yeah.
do they can even donate to your PayPal. The super chats, they're 50-50. Go and get me a coffee better. I'll get my money's worth a lot there.
Yeah.
You do reviews, you charge for the reviews that you do, like tech reviews. You make interchanges with companies. There's so much stuff you can do outside of just the YPP program, or not the YP program, right? And there's other stuff. Now, there's Amazon Live you want to sell.
Man. Yeah.
I do,
Amazon
I
Live is the truth.
do
Yeah.
I do a lot of affiliate money as well on the side because I have a list of a organized list of everything that I have in the studio. It's organized. You
Mm-hmm.
click it, you go there, you get a percentage. By the time you end the month, you get 70 or $80 a month. That's another source of income. So it's multiple streams of income, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Do a bunch of stuff at the same time, but don't concentrate on just waiting for YouTube to pay you some money or TikTok for paying you in the TikTok program. Just get out, get out there. Reach, meet some people. Don't accept anything from a company that tells you to buy it with your own money.
Mm.
That's one thing. That's one thing I learned. Oh yeah, we're gonna pass you the money through PayPal. You're gonna
Oh, I
come
got
here.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't do that. I have ethics in place for ethics statement for that. There's a lot of companies that are gonna come in and gonna start asking you if you want to get subscribers. You're gonna get this. Just just stay away from all of that. Concentrate on making money. You have something that nobody else knows how to say it. Let's put it this way: you have a gift that nobody else can deliver, like you deliver. So make a business out of it. If you want to do Nessa Lover, for her, for example, she's a painter. Nobody else in the world can paint like she does.
Now she just
It's
said she'll paint your logo for you, or so.
Yeah, yeah. So it's take your trade and put it out there. People will eventually, if you're sincere and authentic, and you know your stuff, people will come. People will come. Be Live. They found me. I didn't want knocking on their door. They knocked on mine. Hey, I would like you to do live streams for us. What do you think? I was like, yeah, I'll do it for free for a year.
Mm,
After the year, then I knocked. Hey, I think it's time. So yeah, and it works out.
yeah,
It works
they,
out for everybody. And
they,
there's
they,
more
they saw the
opportunities out
catalog of content that you put out, and you were probably able to name it a decent
there. Yeah,
rate. I'm glad you said all of that, because really that's where I wanted to go with this, kind of wrapping the bow around this package here of content creation and the evolution and the journey. Um, Listen, the YouTube partner program is nice. It really is, right? It's great to be part of the
for
program. It's great
It's
to.
nicer.
What's that, brother?
For Mr. Beast is nicer. For us, it's just okay.
Well, so again,
Yeah.
it all depends on what your goal is. It all depends. I will not do prank videos like he does. I have
Oh,
no
wow.
desire to make the exact same type of content that he has.
Me
Right
neither.
on the 21st of the month, when them Google checks come in, and that's the day that they come in, folks, on the partner program.
Mhm.
My initial goal was for I'm gonna put it out there in these streets. My initial goal was for it to pay a bill. All right,
Yeah.
that's what it's doing right now. It's paying a couple of bills, but that was my initial goal for getting into YouTube partner program. My long term, not my plan, but the goal, because I call plans what you write them down and they become
Mhm.
goals as you actually work towards
Word.
them, is to continue to provide critical, timely, relevant content that resonates with the audience and my community. So as long as I'm continuing to do that, and if someone wants to send me a nickel here or a nickel there from Google or
Yeah.
from YouTube, whatever the case may be, that's fine. But you'll see a lot of these creators who are monetized aren't just singularly focused on YouTube. Like ELO was saying, they got merch, they do digital downloads, they do consulting, they do all these other things around the uh, the YouTube partner program. So the buy me a coffees, the Patreons, things of that nature, right? Take advantage of that. If you are an expert in something, if you know how to draw, like Nez Lover there, right? Go out there and sell those and position those services to someone and actually turn that into a part of your business as well. Turn that into part of your empire. Listen, here we go again.
Hey,
We got superstars coming. Boy, Elo brings all the rock stars up in here. Come on now. Shelly
what's
saves
up?
the day over there doing what she doing. It's the TikTok videos that she's doing too. Man, I can't understand the
Killing it
TikTok, but
everywhere.
she's
As
doing it.
always.
I don't understand it, man. Uh, Thank you for joining us. But that's the point that I wanted to make, and I'm glad that you talked about that. Right? Don't just be locked in on getting a play button and mounting that on your wall. If that's what your goal is, you're in this for the wrong reasons, and
Yeah.
that is going to be, unfortunately, a hard fall that you're going to end up making. If you are in this to deliver quality content to a community that you're trying to build, and you want to stay true to yourself, I like the fact that you mentioned the statement of an ethical statement as well. When you're
Yeah.
dealing with brands and when you're dealing with OEMs and manufacturers and things of that, don't just take stuff because they're willing to give it. Right? If it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't
No.
resonate with your audience, if it doesn't resonate with your morals and your ethics, why are you gonna get the product? Why are you gonna talk about it? Why are you gonna try to sell it to someone? Come on now. Come on. Let's be commonsensical
I
about this. Is
I
that a
got
real world?
somebody asking me if I wanted, eyelashes
Come on
of
now.
all
Get you
things.
some what?
I can wear them here if you want me to. I'll be really nice. I'll be pretty. But no, it's
Okay, go get him. I'm gonna put you full screen. Go get him. No.
I'll be like, But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do something that makes sense for my business and makes sense for what I do. I'm not. Yeah, even I've told two microphone companies no. This past couple of weeks because they want me to do things their way. I'm like, no. If I'm gonna do a review, I'm gonna do an unbiased review
Yeah.
with my opinion.
Yeah.
If it's bad, I'm going to let you know that I'm going to put out content that it says it's bad. Do you want me to put that out there? No. So leave me alone. Straight up.
There it is right there, man. I mean, and again, it sounds easy. It really does. It sounds easy, but it can be difficult to stand up for yourself, especially when you got these large organizations reaching out to you and, they're waving that carrot in front of you. Look, Elo, you want to blow up on YouTube. You want to do these things. Here I am offering you this opportunity, but you got to do this to be part of the crew. No, you don't. So stand your ground, folks. I think what we're trying to say, kind of to wrap this up again, is that stand your ground, be true to yourself, continue to build and generate content that resonates with your community, that you're proud of, that like Elo's mom is in the chats, my dad's in the chats too, right? I mean, we want to make sure that we say things that we can actually be proud of as a product of what we've produced. I want to be able to look back 3, 4, 5 years from now and say, this was
Not
pretty
be
cool, right?
He's like, ooh, that was me back in the day. Oh my God. Wait till my.
All right. How much you paying this person right here? How much you paying?
Nightbot.
Let's talk offline because he coming through. Come on, Nightbot. I need to get you on the payroll too. This man is dropping just all the links, all the advertisements. Subscribe,
It's
follow.
actually timed. Some are timed 15, 20, and every 23 and every 25. So yeah.
Oh, that's not actually someone a physical person.
No, that's a bot for real. And it's free. Go nightbot.com. You can get it for free. Put all your stuff in there, man.
Man, that sounds like some Discord type of man. Okay, I'm over here pushing buttons, making my little stuff pop up. I'm using Stream Decks and ATEMs and Elgato foot pedals, and you got bots. I thought that was someone actually just outperforming.
No.
Man, I thought I was dope. Let me sit down.
You thought I had an octopus right here.
Yeah, let me get my pen and paper out. Hold on, let me take some notes because Elo is over here with bots running and everything. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And there you go again. Okay.
Thank you, Shelly. Awesome. You're professional.
You a bad man. You a bad man. I love it, Mama Guy. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, be true to oneself is the only way to be, because folks will see beyond that and they'll know that you're not being active. You're not being accurate. I want to put up your website. I want you to tell folks that this is the place that they can get in contact with you. Talk to us a little bit about askdrelo.com.
All right, so there you got, you can book an appointment with me. You get a contact info, which takes you to another page with all of my socials in there. And if you go all the way down as well, you have a about me section that lets you know a little bit about myself, of what's my history, where I studied, where I'm from, what I've accomplished professionally in my career. And afterwards, you have my email list. You can, go to my email list. I'm one of them persons that sends you an email, 2 emails a month. I'm not gonna, overwhelm your emails. I'll give you a recap of probably 2 or 3 weeks of what has happened with Dr. ELO. And on the bottom, all my socials, even TikTok. I know.
Man, I can't. I've been trying. I need to talk to Shelly or you, somebody. Every time I fire up TikTok, I don't know. The stuff that I'm looking at is just not what I should be looking. I don't know what's going on. The algorithm of I'm gonna need some assistance on that. So Shelly,
where I never returned.
Yeah, Shelly, your Calendly link or whatever you got. I need to holler at you to figure out what's going on to help me to help you to help you. There you go, Mayano Roadcast. There you go with your voice changing. This is amazing. Don't start. I told you I got 3 of them on order, and I thought it was going to be here today.
Shipped.
No, all I got is I got emails from Nordstrom. I don't know why. I got emails from other places, but I'm looking. Mine hasn't shipped yet. I stayed home all day thinking that Rodecaster Pro would be here today, but I'm sad.
Mine's for tomorrow. I can't wait.
You know, I'm done with you. Stream is over. Let me go and just play the closing credits. You get more of what you interact with. Oh my, is that? I don't know. I see. I'm pushing buttons. I just play an expert on the internet. You know, by day, 7 to 4. I know what I'm doing, but after that, I don't know what's going on. But I better be
So,
quiet
so
before
good.
I put myself in the hole here. I love it. I love. It. Listen, let's wrap this up. I want to be cognizant of your time, brother, because I know you on the East Coast. This has been amazing, right? Because as you notice, I really wanted to focus the conversation on not just talking about gear, not just necessarily always talking about cameras, lights, infrastructure within the studio. That's important too, and we can have another conversation about that. But we got into some things about a day in the life of a content creator out here really doing it in these streets, and the
Yep.
tools that you really use out there to push out your content to all the different types of social media platforms, the work that goes on behind it, and then the fact that you wrapped it by talking about the monetization piece.
Yeah.
Don't get locked into that, folks. Don't get locked into one stream of income for your content creation journey, right? Really sit back and think about it. If you're trying to do this just as a side hustle, if you're just trying to do this for fun, if you're trying to do this as a business, put that business hat on, put that business mind on, and have multiple streams of income. Actually reach out and do it the right way as opposed to being haphazard. Because again, the community, once you turn these lights on and once you press record, the community can read between that poker face and know if
Yeah.
you're not right yourself in what you're trying to sell or what you're trying to say. So uh, thank you for that piece, man. Go ahead and wrap us up, man. Tell us what you're doing next. I know you said you got Be Live jumping off on Tuesdays. I know you said you got some more review posts coming on, but talk to folks about where they can find Dr. ELO.
Ask DrELO.com. That's where you can find every single information about Dr. ELO. I got my TED Talk there. I got all the information in there. So you go there. It's a central website where you find everything about me. By the way, I am working on a course for Be Live. I'm working with India on a course for ECAM in Espanol. So I'm doing a bunch of stuff out there in the streets, and yeah, just expect a little bit more from Dr. Elo. You will see me at least 30 days or 29 days out of the month. You'll see my face around some of the platforms, and that's going to be consistent, and that is a promise. So you'll see me around.
Put that work in, brother. Put that work in. I
Always.
appreciate you. I appreciate you, folks.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for joining. Thank you to ELO's community for coming in as well. If you found some value in this, let somebody know, right? Share it with someone. If you did not find value, let us know as well so we can strive and continue to get better. Look, our skins are thick and we don't mind. We look for the criticism. We look for the feedback. We look for all of that. With that being said, be good to yourself. Stay out of trouble. I'm gonna go watch the rest of this NBA Finals and see if these Celtics can hold on. I don't know if they can, but
Let's do
other
it,
than that,
Celtics. Come on. I'm
hey,
rooting for them.
you know what? You're a good man. What
Yeah.
I'm going to do is go check out this Nightbot. That's what I'm going to do. So we out. Appreciate y'all. Let's do it.